Now we see a lot of Russian fortifications, on Ukrainian territory. That's true, but the main thing in fortifications are people and their moral. And moral of Russian troops is low. So I don't think that you can just exchange moral for fortifications.
What do we know, Oleksiy, about whether a counteroffensive has begun?
It's only the results of the next days will show, but widely speaking, it's like kind of active attacks of Ukrainian forces in different parts of the front line, but it looks like it's more kind of looking for weak places in Russians. And when such weak place will be found, then a really large-scale attack on this point will start, and that can be called like a big counteroffensive. But the preparation has definitely started. That's true.
Okay, so preparation started, and the Ukrainian military are looking for weak spots in Russian defences as a way of trying to get some sort of early foothold, perhaps before a more coordinated counteroffensive. What do we know about the strength of Russia's defences? I've seen some satellite imagery today. It's been suggested that there are sort of First World War style trenches around Russian territory in the south, seized earlier in the war, as well as around occupied Crimea. What do we know about how the Russians are setting up?
The next days and Ukrainian success will show how they are really prepared. It's hard to say it in advance, but when Russian like big convoy of Russian vehicles and techniques was moving to Kiev, also the world was saying, "Wow, it's so huge convoy, how it could be stopped?" But it was stopped and destroyed. Now we see a lot of Russian fortifications, on Ukrainian territory. That's true, but the main thing in fortifications are people and their moral. And moral of Russian troops is low. So I don't think that you can just exchange moral for fortifications. And I'm not saying that it is an easy task for Ukrainian forces. It's not. And offensive is always harder than defense. But I believe in our army, and our army showed last year that they're capable to have huge successes against Russians. So I hope this time we will see it again.
Let's remind ourselves as well in discussions that you're part of and in terms of the overall aim of a counteroffensive. Which territory do the Ukrainian forces, does the Ukrainian government want to take back? Are we talking about the Crimea region as well here?
Absolutely. We need to retake all our territories and restore our internationally recognized borders. It includes Crimea, it includes the whole Donbass. That's all Ukrainian territories should be liberated.
Okay. And in terms of the claim today by Russian authorities, they say they repelled attacks by 6 mechanized battalions and 2 tank battalions in the Donetsk region. They claim to have killed about 250 Ukrainian troops. Do we know or can you respond to those claims, Oleksiy?
What we do know, if to believe Russian Ministry of Defense, they already destroyed like hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians, thousands of fighter jets and helicopters, and thousands of tanks. They even announced that they destroyed Leopard tanks before they actually arrived to Ukraine. So we don't believe them at all. All what they say is false. Is it possible that at some points of front line, some Ukrainian tanks can be destroyed? Yeah, it could be. That's the war. And definitely we have losses. But I don't believe Russian Ministry of Defense at all. And the result of what's going on today, we will see tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, because there is a fog of the war. And Russians never accept what's really going on. I want to remind you when Russian flagman ship, missile cruiser Moskva, already became a submarine and was destroyed, they still were saying that it is on its move somewhere. So they're lying all the time. I think there is no sense in general to follow them.